Today I'm continuing my series about what to do with your discarded sourdough starter, and I'm going to show you how to make a very easy one-pot meal that's called a sourdough skillet. Hi sweet friends, my name is Mary and welcome to Mary's Nest. This channel is all about living the simple life, cooking from scratch, making home remedies, and creating a cozy home with thrift store finds. So if you're like me and you like the simple life, subscribe to my channel and be sure to click on the little notification bell below that'll let you know every time I upload a new video. Now this type of meal couldn't be easier. It's a one-pot meal, as I said, and it's very flexible in terms of the ingredients. And you may have seen this around the internet. There's a lovely young mother named Lisa who has a blog called Farmhouse on Boone, and she makes a lot of these. She has a big family and she makes multiple varieties of these. And you may have also seen it on the King Arthur website and other, cooking and baking websites like that. And basically what it is it's a take on a tamale pie, but without the cornmeal. So let's get started. Now the first thing you want to do is just get some vegetables, whatever you want. It can be a clean out the crisper kind of thing. And we're just going to saute them up. And you just want a couple of cups of vegetables. You'll want to put some butter or olive oil or coconut oil, whatever type of fat you like cooking with, into a frying pan. I'm using a cast iron frying pan. It works perfect for this recipe. And what I've got in there is a tablespoon of butter. And to that, I'm going to add 1 chopped onion. And I'm just going to add a little salt and pepper, just some black pepper here. And then I'm going to add a pinch of salt, just to get those onions going. And I'm just going to put in a few little red pepper flakes for a little spice. But again, this is totally flexible. You can do whatever you want. You can put onions in here along with carrots and celery, saute them up. You can leave out the onion, just start with whatever vegetables you're going to add in. For example, I'm going to be adding in corn and mushrooms. These were both canned, so they don't really need to be cooked that much. So I'm just cooking the onion first, but if you were using all canned vegetables, ones you canned yourself or ones that you bought at the store, you could just throw them right in, just to kind of warm them up and mix them with some salt and pepper, some spices, some herbs, totally flexible. Well, I've got my onions all sauteed up beautifully, and now I'm going to go ahead and add in my veggies. You want to aim for, again, as I said, this is very flexible, but you want to aim for maybe three cups or so, 3 cups of veggies. If you have a little more or a little less, that's fine. But that's kind of approximately what you want to aim for. So now I'm just going to mix this up with the onions, and then we'll move on to the next step. Now at this point you have a lot of options. If you want to just keep it vegetarian, you can just go with the vegetables and get ready to put the topping on. Or if you want to add lentils or beans, you can add those in right now. Or if you want to add cooked ground beef, you can go ahead and add that in. What I'm going to do is I roasted a chicken the other day, and so I've got some chicken left over. So I've just cut up some dark meat and some white meat, and I'm going to go ahead and add that right in now. I've got that chicken all mixed in, and now we're going to go ahead with the star of the show, making the sourdough topping. And we're going to use our discarded sourdough starter. What you want to do to start is get a teaspoon of some type of seasoning, whatever you like. I've just got some Italian seasoning here. Then you're going to want 2 teaspoons of baking powder, and you're going to want a teaspoon of salt. And now I'm also adding a teaspoon of baking soda. Now, let me explain why I'm doing that. The baking powder, along with the sourdough, is going to be responsible for most of the leavening, most of the rising agent in the sourdough topping. And the baking soda, although that is also a leavener, in this case, it's only going to do a little bit of the leavening process. It's really added more to make the sourdough, the discarded sourdough starter that we're going to be using to make this topping, a little less sour. When you add baking soda, that just helps offset a little bit of the sourness. Now, you don't have to add it. If you like a really sour sourdough, then you're fine. But if you find that your family prefers it to be a little more mild, adding in that baking soda is a good help. So to these ingredients, what we're going to do is add 1.5 cups of sourdough starter that we're going to discard. So first, what I'm going to do is just blend all this right up in my, these went flat out, blend this up in my bowl, and then I'm going to bring over my starter. Now this is what I have here is my sourdough starter, and I fed this last night, and I'll feed it again tonight. But when I go to feed it, I'm going to have to take out 1.5 cups. Now, I will definitely use that sourdough, the discarded sourdough starter. I'm not going to throw it out. And, you know, for dinner, maybe I would have used that 1.5 cups that I'm going to take out, or 2 cups, whatever, to make a flatbread, which I've done in the past, and I'll link to that recipe if you want to see that. But today, all we need is 1.5 cups of this. So I'm going to go ahead and start getting that out. Alrighty, so in we go with 1 cup, and then I'm going to add another 1/2 cup. So I'm just going to mix the sourdough starter with those various seasonings and leavening agents that we had in there. And then to that, over on my stove here, I've got some butter that I melted. 3 tablespoons of butter. You can use any fat you want. You can use coconut oil if you like that. You can use olive oil. Whatever you like to add is fine. You just put that out of the way. I'm going to blend that in. And then to this, we're going to add 3 eggs. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Now I'm going to mix all this up, and then we'll get ready to pour it on top. And now, right on top of this skillet pie, we're going to add our topping, the star of the show. Just smooth this out like this. Perfect. Now I'm going to transfer my skillet here to an aluminum foil lined baking sheet. And the reason that I'm doing that is we're going to put this into a 400-degree oven, 400 degrees Fahrenheit, and we're going to let it bake for about 25 minutes. Now, just in case there was a little spillage, I want to be prepared. Sometimes that can happen if you have a very active sourdough. So I like to do this for easy cleanup. But before we put it in the oven, we're going to top it with some grated cheese, just about 1.5 cups. And again, any cheese you want. And if you don't want to top it with cheese, you don't have to. I've just got a combination of whatever cheeses I had in my fridge, little bits. I've got some Colby and some Monterey Jack, and I'm just going to sprinkle that right on top. Well, I've got my cheese spread out all on top, and I just topped it with a few twists, a little bit more black pepper on top. You can do this. You can put a little salt, whatever, little herbs, whatever you want. And now I'm going to get ready to pop this into a 400-degree Fahrenheit oven for about 25 minutes, and then we'll be ready to eat. Well, this was in the oven exactly 25 minutes at 400 degrees Fahrenheit, and look at this gloriousness. Well, let's now dig into this beautiful pie here. Oh, this cheesy topping is glorious. Yeah, it reminds me so much of a tamale pie, just without the cornbread. Oh, look at that. Oh, wow, look at that beautiful bread topping. Some of the veggies are falling. Woo! Get that into the bowl. Oh, this looks wonderful. Can you see inside here? See, all the veggies have cooked up beautifully. It's nice and piping hot. We have a wonderful layer of the dough and the cheesy topping. This is terrific. And now, time for the taste test. I want to make sure I get some of that lovely breading and the beautiful cheese topping. Let's see how this is. Oh, this is delicious. This is going to make a wonderful, wonderful dinner. Look at that beautiful bread topping. And the filling is wonderful, tasty. Definitely make this. If you'd like more recipes for what to do with your discarded sourdough starter, be sure to subscribe to my channel and then click on this video over here where I show you how to make flatbread using discarded sourdough starter. And I'll see you over there in my Texas Hill Country kitchen. Love and God bless.